All right. Welcome to the Game Engine stream. If anyone hops into the stream on Twitch right now, you might notice that the stream is not at the correct time. I've been kind of all over the place this week, but I've been taking a break for the holidays. So I'm kind of reevaluating when I want to do the streams and when not, but so yeah, I don't know. For now, it might be a little bit all over the place. Hopefully not, but I guess we'll just see how it goes. Really quick, I'm just going to make sure I have everything prepared before I officially start the stream. So yeah, welcome to Random Sporadic Stream. Today is Thursday. I think this is like the 55th stream or something like that. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Updates, and I'm just reading through my little to-do list really quick. Music, progress board, project, diagrams. I don't think I'm gonna worry about diagrams today. Audio sources, go live. Oh yeah. Okay, I think it's all the setup is ready, so I'll go ahead and start the stream. Oh, forgot. Yeah, the camera wasn't placed, so the cat wasn't moving. There we go. So he's getting situated. Alright, okay, I think I'm ready. So welcome. Let me go and update the go to the updates board. There's nothing at the moment. I think today I'm mainly just gonna continue off where I left last stream. I know I left the last stream kind of abruptly, but before last stream I was working on setting up better text rendering in the UI. So let's open up the progress board and we can take a look. So yeah, we were taming the text rendering. And the main three issues that we were dealing with, wrap paragraphs instead of widgets. That's mainly what I was doing right now. In the last stream, I had gotten the UI set up so there's a boolean you can press in the editor UI, whether you want the text to be wrapped or not. So on the UI end that works, but in the actual rendering end that doesn't work. So I think that's where I left off in the back end. Auto resize text to fit the bounds is going to be an interesting calculation that I'm going to have to probably reevaluate soon after I get the wrap paragraph thing in. So yeah, I'll have to think about that. And refactor editor UI so that I can add text in more of a paragraph style instead of the single line situation I have currently. Also, my voice might be going in and out sometimes. I think it just is what it is. I might need some more water. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, today basically I'm just trying to get back into it. Trying to get back into the streams. Let's see how far along I get today. I think I was looking at the rendering code off stream, so I'm going to take another look at that. Okay, but really quick, let me do draw.io. I might as well open up the diagram and kind of show what I'm working on again, just to be clear. Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so something along these lines. So you can kind of imagine that this box is the viewport, I think. Oh no, you can think of it as like a window, I suppose, inside of my runtime UI, right? And then this text, you can imagine this being inside of this text widget, right? I don't know why I have this arrow here. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I suppose if you put this here, right? I'm trying to make it so that and let me see if I can make this box a bit smaller. So these are the bounds of the actual widget, you can imagine, in the text. So what should happen is I have a... Oh, all right. Actually, I guess this kind of automatically does it, so it's kind of interesting. I have a lot of text that I want to put on the screen. Okay, so you see how it automatically wraps without any input from my end, right? I didn't add a new line character, I didn't add any of that. I could add a new line character and it would render like that, but if I just keep typing a bunch of words into the text box, then it will keep wrapping. And I want to make sure that inside of this box, it always wraps to the bounds, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm working on right now. And specifically right now is I'm in the back end where I actually render the text, and I'm trying to enforce this, if that makes sense. So it does this instead of the widget. So yeah, let's go. Let's head over to that code. I think I had that code open. I have one change, which is a nothing change. I think it even says, oh, that's like -1, it's just like an empty line. So no actual changes since the last stream. And I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at this rendering code and I'm going to comment through it, maybe make the names make more sense. And then we can kind of try to understand it together, I guess. The main idea of this code is you would push some text, right? And this would be the text, of course. Maybe I should make this a string view. I'll deal with string views later, honestly. But yeah, you pass in a string, you pass in the location it wants to be presented at, you pass in an optional color, and then you pass in a scale. Right. And then from there we push the text, or from there we process the string in a loop, which is basically this for loop, right? And then we essentially just process and set up a bunch of data that is going to be inevitably sent to the GPU, right? And basically how this works is I have a text atlas. So a text atlas is essentially one big image file, and it contains information kind of like glyphs, but I use MSDF rendering, so the way it's held inside of memory is a bit different. But functionally, you can kind of just think of them as like an image of glyphs, like an image and a bunch of glyphs. So glyphs as in like characters A, B, C, D, E, D, F, numbers, and so on. And then we'll go through this code in a moment and we'll comment it through just to be clear about what everything does. But at the end of the day, that's kind of what we're doing. We're inputting some text, and then how do we want to view it, and at what location, how do we want to scale it, what's the color of it, and then the rest of this code just sets up the text to be presented to the GPU or onto my rendering system, and then move on from there, right? So yeah, let's look through this really quickly. So what's going on here? I guess we're pushing text. Okay, so we push the text color. We have an M Atlas texture. which is Font Atlas. I don't know why I don't know why I do this. This seems unnecessary. Pretty sure I could just do Atlas texture since this is a member function. So let's just do that instead. Okay, there we go. But yeah, basically this Atlas texture is the glyph map or the glyph atlas. So it contains all that information. And here we are submit text color to shader. To renderer buffer. I don't know if this directly calls OpenGL code. Oh, it does call it. Wait, does it find and what is this? Where are we? Kind of confused. Wait, okay, so we're in the rendering. Submit data to input. Okay, so we get the input, find the input element by name, sure. Okay, so I think this makes some at input location. I'm wondering if this, I think this is a uniform. A color. Yeah, so this submits a uniform. But yeah, basically it just submits text color to the render to the render buffer. The text will now, yeah, there we go. Okay, and then I believe this is the current like location that we're working with. So if you think of it as like an iterator, this is basically the iterator. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a translation, which is defined here. And then basically as we loop through this, we're going to move the iterator, or we're going to move the location along like the x-axis or the y-axis. So as we're like pushing forward with text like A, B, C, D, E, F, it'll push the glyph forward a certain amount of space. I'm wondering if I should rename this. I might rename it. Let me see. X location, I guess. I don't know, I just want something a bit more verbose than X. That looks right though. Just in some comments, yeah. Sure. Maybe I'll think of a better name while I'm going through the rest of it. Yeah, it's not really more descriptive. Yeah, whatever. I'll initialize. How do you know what we call it? I guess iterator. The active location to where text is being rendered, I guess. Also, I just prefer having not assignments here. And then I don't know what's up with this sender thing. I guess I'll leave it alone for now. I mean, these are in the Git history, so I'll leave them alone. Or I mean, I'll get rid of them since they're in the Git history. If I need to start adding those features, I'll go back and read it, I guess. Okay. So that's the active location where text is being rendered. Probably should have made this a vec2, huh? Think I got a follow. Hey, I appreciate the follow. Wait, why didn't I? Okay, I must be tripping. I am a cat. I'm not doing the whole cosplay as a cat though. I'm just this is my avatar. But yeah, I appreciate the follow though. What is it? I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why I didn't hear the. I get like a noise when someone like follows or sends a message. So I'm wondering why that didn't work. It's so annoying. Yeah, whatever. But yeah. How's it going though? How are you doing? I might switch this to a float. Right now, I'm just working on text rendering for my UI. Oh, okay, sure. So, are you starting off, or is there any like programming language you're working on right now? I'm doing this one's written in C++, so. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Python and Lua. Svelte. I've used JavaScript before, but Svelte I haven't. How is Svelte? I always hear things about that. Also, I think Vue is the other one, right? Svelte, Vue, and then someone else is telling me about another one. I can't remember the name that he told me, but it's a really big one. Right, yeah. There was another framework someone else told me about. The name escapes me though. I guess I can show you what I have right now. I don't think I mess with any code in particular. No, but it's cool you're getting into it though. Let me see. I'll open it up over here for a second. Unity key guide desk. Oh, sick. You read this over. Okay. No, you're getting along with it. Scripting needs, we specialize in customizing, enhancing, exploring. Oh, I got you. Okay. 5M. 5M is a multiplayer modification framework for GTA 5, allowing you to play on customized dedicated servers. Okay. Okay. How's the scripting? I've never I never actually just gotten into the modding scene in general, to be honest. Being upon years of development, which has existing multiplayer modification project, player server owners and the greatest unit. Okay. Kind of reminds me of no, but this is multiplayer. I started thinking of Skyrim, but that's no, this is much more involved. Oh, Lua for that one. I got you. Wait, I think it was missiles. Oh, missile, because I'm misspelling it. Let's see. The cruise missiles. I'm just gonna close it for copyright. I mean, it's yours, but I don't know. I generally just only run the chill hop music. Oh, that's cool though. Hey. Okay, so you wrote the script that sets all this up. Damn. Is the scripting is that generally what they use Lua for GTA, or is that just a choice for 5M? 6.9. Oh, that's sick though. Hell yeah. Oh no, that's just my thing. Hold on. Because of the VPN. Let me it's empty for a second. Gotta open up my other browser. Real life RP clip. Damn, I feel so old. I don't know why. Like, what was it? It's cool that GTA kind of like evolved its own like life of its own with the online multiplayer. I just remember using or playing GTA on like the 360. And I remember that was fun as hell back then. But yeah, these mods really like bring like a life of its own. I think I remember when they gave GTA out for free on Epic. They haven't done it again. I'm sure, pretty sure for a reason. It's still in demand. It's cool though. Oh yeah. Okay, let me put it back. Now, I had to hide my screen for a little bit. I only present this browser. You okay, kid? Oh my. Okay, well, let me show you around really quick. So this is my game engine. So basically, it's all written in C++. I'm basically right now I'm working on just getting a game working in general. But yeah, you can fully, I guess I'll just go through piece by piece, but you can fully like create and then export a project in this one, right? So if I open an existing project, the only one I have right now is Pong, because that's what I'm trying to get working. Am I running on the dist version? It's surprisingly fast, I think because I'm working on the distribution version of it, but yeah, so this is the main viewport of it. You can wander around and whatnot. It does support 3D graphics and everything, but the game I'm working on is 2D, so I've kind of limited my scope in that aspect. What features should I mention? There's, typical content browser, typical like kind of scene graph you would see in like Unity, or like like Unity. Godot has a node system, so I suppose it's a bit different. But yeah, it has a full ECS system and whatnot. What is it? I've recently been working on like a UI editor, so that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I'm working on like extents for this, moving around these windows and whatnot. It supports a full scripting language. I wrote the language. It's kind of ass, but it exists. The source code's in the it's all like open source or whatever. So if you go in my Twitch profile, there's a link to the engine, and it's all open source, so you can just see the whole thing if you want. But yeah, I wrote this one. The text editor, I want to give the scripts their own window at some point. I think that's what I'm going to do once I finish Pong. But yeah, it has autocomplete. You can kind of do whatever you want in the script. You can define your own scripts and everything and whatnot, but it autocompletes, so you can do, scripting things. I don't know if I'm describing it in a bad way, but yeah, it basically, this language, it compiles straight into C++, and then you can hot reload the scripts, and you can do the whole thing in the editor. So kind of like the basics you would assume from like Unity or whatever. But yeah, it has the speed of like C++, which is really nice. Yeah, it's kind of I really want to get on to doing like more interesting features. I feel like right now I've been kind of like in like the engine building mode, if that makes sense, and like tooling and whatnot. I want to get into like more features, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that goes into engine development. I don't know. It's not necessarily like hard. It's just kind of like there's just like a lot, if that makes sense. Like, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to show you. Well, I could run the game. I'll show you right now. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'm working on single player, local multiplayer, and online multiplayer. The game's almost done, right? I can kind of just show you it working, I guess. It has 3 levels, kind of basic. It's just Pong, right? But I just wanted to get a game working. But yeah, you have local multiplayer. You can play against someone locally, And online multiplayer, it does work. I'm working on a Linux build of the engine concurrently with what I'm working on right now with the UI and stuff. So once that Linux build is done, I'll be able to take the server code and then just like plop it onto like a Linux like VPS and then be able to play online from like anywhere, right? So that's kind of my goal at the moment. But yeah, like all of the features are basically in there. I'm just doing some like wrap up stuff and then I'm done with Pong. I'm gonna move on. Let me see what you say. You made your own game in your own game engine. It's almost there. It's almost there. I mean, it's very basic, but I'm getting along with it. Let me see if I can kind of show you. Oh, my voice is getting all messed up. Oh, give me a sec. Holy crap. Okay. So, common scripts. I guess this is the only common script I have. But yeah, I have this all in my own little scripting language. It's all compiled and tokenized by me. So, I probably should have just used LLVM. That probably would have been faster. But, or, I don't know if you know LLVM, but that's like the general compiler that people use when they're making their own language nowadays. Or would you even describe that as a compiler? It's kind of like a tool set for writing a compiler, amongst other things. But yeah, I tokenize this stuff myself, so what is it? Yeah, I don't really know what else to show you. I mean, there's a bunch of features, but I don't know if I want to. I mean, unless you're curious about any particular thing. In your own engine. So yeah. Yeah, what language? So this is all C++, right? Originally the scripting used C#, but I actually coded C# out because it was kind of limiting for like what I wanted to do. As far as like other languages I know, they're kind of just like the basic ones like Python, Java, C++, of course, I've written in here. I know Lua. There is Lua scripting for like the build system for this. I did some web development while I was doing my CS degree, so I do know some JavaScript, some. I think I worked with React and Node.js back then, and I think that's where I stopped with that. Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine if I was I don't know. I remember someone was like, "You should roleplay as the cat," and I'm like, "Nah, that's cool. I'm just a cat. I'm just a dude with a cat model." I think someone said I'm like using someone else's model. Like I guess there was some guy named like Futivs, and then some other people that use this cat model as well. I had no idea. I just picked a cat model. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Honestly, the stuff that you were describing with the GTA stuff sounds like cool as hell, because I do want to get more into like the more, how do I say, like putting things together instead of just working on engine code. And I think I'm just at the cusp of being able to do that with my engine, so I can get more into like designing. It should be really fun. You said, what is the green icon on your taskbar? Oh. Wait, actually, thanks for pointing that out. Thank you for pointing that out. I really appreciate that. Or you were talking about what I just deleted, right? No, that was my password manager. Thank you for mentioning that. I have a I think today I didn't plan on streaming, so I was kind of just chilling. I think it's called KeePass X. What is it? Yeah, KeePass XC. Do you use any password managers yourself? That one's it's a nice free one you can get. It's also like cross-platform, which is really nice. Yeah, I guess I didn't follow my checklist today for setting up the stream, because I usually close those things. I feel silly. I mean, I don't know if I can attest to like fully its safety. It does store everything hashed with like SHA-256-bit encryption. It encrypts the entire thing together. So, and then when you're loading up the software, I'll type out the name, or maybe I'll ask you to a URL instead. You can provide, how do I say, a key file. You can provide a password along with like a USB device requirement to open the database, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, let me see if I can get you a URL though. Well, let me turn on light too. Oh, yeah, so I think I can kind of show you what I'm working on specifically too. So right now I'm working on getting where is it? My text rendering, right? So inside, when I run up the game, I have this UI, right? If I make the UI super, or the text inside of a text widget super long, like if I go here and then I edit the text and I say add a bunch of text, it just goes straight out, right? What I want is you to be able to click text wrapped, and then it'll wrap the text along the bounds of this, right? So basically the text will just go down, like paragraph wrapping, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm trying to get work right now. Can I move this? Yeah, I remember a few people showed me like how to get that going too. Because yeah, I know Twitch is much more lenient and everything about that. You can kind of just post it and it'll just mute it. But I post all these videos on YouTube, and then moving the video stuff over, or moving, how do I say, the VOD straight over to YouTube. I don't like dealing with a bunch of like, okay, I gotta like process the audio, make sure this one gets swapped out for like audio that's fine or whatever. I just want to take the VOD, push it straight to YouTube, and then not worry about it. And yeah, I remember someone showed me a way to do that where it was like you could record it on OBS and then record 2 channels and then just post the one with the duplicated channel with the non-copyrighted music. But I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing that. It felt like a lot of work. But at some point, I guess if I really feel like playing some music, I might look more into it again. But yeah, trying to think where I left off. Okay, so I think right now I'm basically going through this function. Oh yeah, if you have any questions or anything, or want to talk about anything, just let me know. I'm gonna talk in general, and then that's just for like the YouTube video. But yeah, for this function, basically I'm just gonna refactor it and clean it up a little bit. And basically this function, you just push a string of text, right, along with, well, you push a string of text and then it renders that text. And the rest of these are just parameters that describe where you want the text to be placed, what color do you want the text to be, and then how big do you want it to be relative to scale, I guess. And of course, this is like uniform scale. And then the rest of this is just a bunch of like code to process the text, and then this is the final rendering call that uses all this information, if that makes sense. So I'm just going through this, commenting through it, make sure I understand everything, and then I'll edit it. So through each character in the string. Yep, I think that's pretty valid. Myself to do the best, and it takes a long time. Sometimes I don't understand what I'm doing. At the end, I find a draggable HUD. Yeah, I could see that. Like, you have to like make sure all the you have to make sure all of the points kind of line up, and then of course you have to make sure the input, like how do I say, matches in, and then the input is being hit at the correct location inside of the viewport. That makes sense too. And make sure all that lines up properly. And then just render the image. I kind of did something similar like recently with my viewports, and setting it up, so that was annoying. In general, is there anything that was hard to do? I think the scripting was the hardest thing. Like, setting up that scripting language was the hardest thing. And it was like, there's a lot of edge cases and compilers that you don't think about. I think mainly the hardest thing was like expression parsing, where you have, let me see if I can find it. The graphic stuff is actually fairly straightforward, to be honest. Like, most of it's like industry standard type of things. But compiler stuff kind of feels more like an art. Let me see if I can open up this workspace. Like, when I'm parsing an expression, right? So say if I have like an int a is equal to 2 times 3 plus 4, right? And then you multiply, and you add 5 times 2 minus 3, right? Like this is fairly easy to like write in, but when you're actually parsing this linearly and you have to run through each, like you have to like run through the buffer this direction, if that makes sense. So you run through and then you have to kind of distinguish between this plus and this multiplication. This kind of groups this together, and then this kind of groups this together if you ever like think of like PEMDAS, right? But getting this to work linearly and then dealing with all of the different edge cases, like you might have like a ternary operator where it's like 2, I don't know, question mark, 3, 4, oh, it's like false, I guess. You could take this whole thing and like, I don't know if you ever dealt with these, but you can just put it like internally right here. And you got to figure out, okay, how do I parse this correctly? Right? And there's all a bunch of like, there's like an OR operator and, right, for like logical operators. You can do bitwise stuff. You can do, you got to figure out how this all kind of like meshes together. It's very weird. Like it's like one of those things where it's like deceptively seems easy, but when you start doing it, it gets really annoying. Yes, I would say that's probably the hardest stuff. The graphics is not too bad, to be honest. You kind of just follow the linear algebra through. And it's mainly just like, okay, do you understand what an identity matrix is? And then you're like, okay, you do the transform, then the scale, and the rotation. Make sure you line it up properly, and that's it. Right. You can get really into the weeds with shader code, I suppose. I haven't gotten too far into that. I have written some like lighting code, which is not too bad. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was like really hard. Oh, the networking code was annoying. Yeah, but that's like its own little beast. So I still would say the compiler was harder though. But honestly, I haven't had like crazy applications of the networking code yet, so it's tough to say. There was many solutions, but yeah, and I feel like always trying to find the best solution is kind of like, it's like the bane to progress, you know? I mean, sometimes you can search for it and find it, and then you're like, cool, and we throw it in there, but when you're actually trying to like build it up and make it yourself, you can really get yourself stuck for like a long time. Sometimes you gotta just be like, this is good enough, and then move on. It's the only way you can really like get through anything substantial. But of course, being like perfectionist is like, that's important too, right? Like sometimes you really want this thing to like work, right? Exactly how you want it to. So it just depends. How do I do this? I just noticed this while let me move this over really quick. This is a habit I had before. I get that it makes it kind of clearer, but I don't know. Nowadays, I like just following the standard for this. Yeah, I don't know if my explanation was too all over the place, but yeah. I hope that helped though. But yeah, I feel like in general, just enjoy it, you know. Just do what you think makes sense. Don't get too caught up in the weeds, right? All right. So let's see. Character. So get the character, the active character from the buffer. Yeah, that's my problem too. You see all this stuff, you're like, I want to know that. I want to know that. I feel you. I was kind of in that fog the other day as well, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you seem like you're doing your scripting stuff and everything for in your Lua, right? I don't know. Maybe you can find some game that uses C#. Maybe figure out how to script for that one. But of course, you wouldn't be doing GTA. Or yeah, just write your own little project, you know. One thing is, I feel like just learning coding just for coding's sake really is not helpful. After a certain point, you gotta start working on a project. Yeah, I like you. I can use C# for GTA, by the way. Oh well, then yeah. I mean, yeah, just find what like is cool for you, right? If you could do C# for GTA, that's sick. I don't know about that, but thank you. But like, if I was a genius, I'd have a lot more money. Like, if the character is in the atlas. Cat Einstein. Okay, so for this one, we're going through each character. Basically, these ones are I would say pre-process characters. I could say sanitize, I guess. I mean, I don't know if that's the same. Pre-process, or maybe I'll say handle specific characters. I just started using this GitHub Copilot. It's so nice. Someone who came in the chat recommended it to me, and yeah, I mean, it's really nice for like comments. Whether it gives good code, that's another situation entirely, but it is pretty good with naming. I'll give it that. Handle specific characters. Character cases, I guess. Character cases. This one will move to next line. Here, get carriage return. And here, this one's dubious. This is not how you're supposed to do tabs, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Basically, we're iterating through each character, right? And when we hit a new line, a carriage return, or a tab, we want to process it differently from the remaining of the characters. Because after this point is where we actually start drawing the character itself, right? Or putting it into the buffer so that the final draw call can handle it. Draw call being just render this crap I give you. Right. So here we're just handling the other cases where a new line will make a new line. Carriage returns is like a Windows thing. So typically you just want to get it out of there as fast as you can. And tab, there's more complex tab rules you're actually supposed to handle, but I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, tab 9. I'll take a look. What's that? AI code assistant. Private personalized tab 9 helps you ship With AI tools for entire SDLC software development lifecycle. No, I've never heard of this one. I'm gonna take a look. I think my subscription to Copilot is ending soon, so I might take a look at this one. Oh right, yeah. Well, either way, I do work on. I've been working on my Linux build, and I use a basic VS Code. Which IDE do you use? Right. Well, I mean, that's kind of what I do too, to be honest. Comment, get better. Yeah, let me save this one really quick. There we go. Yeah, take a look. Check if the characters. Yeah, I'll just have to see if it's compatible with the IDEs I use. Alright, but anyways, we process these specific characters, check if the character is in the atlas, otherwise we put a question mark, I guess. Sure. That's kind of funny. Really quick, I'm gonna use the restroom. I will be right back. Updates. Okay, yeah, I'll be BRB real quick. Okay, I'm back. About the coffee. Drank too much coffee earlier. Just using autocompletes and the Max Docs commenting. I love the cheat sheets, websites, and then over API. What's this? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so it has all of the docs. Or it has kind of like a... What is it called? It's kind of like Raylib, I guess. Or some of those modern languages where their docs is just like all of their functions just laid out. That's pretty cool though. Yeah, actually I might save this one too. It's good. What do they link with C++? I'm sure it's they have several. Yeah, C++ is kind of like that, yeah. A little bit of a mess, I'm not gonna lie, but I guess I have Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, save this one too. This one in learning. There we go. Yeah, it kind of feels like an alternative to like MDN. All-encompassing for various languages and whatnot. Check if the character is in the atlas. I don't know. I don't know if how do I say, like if you ever get into C++, like C++ is like one of those languages where I feel like they can't, like no one can really agree on what everyone else is using because there's like a million ways to do everything. So everyone who uses C++ kind of just gets their own version of C++. And then when you jump into someone else's like project, you'll kind of just get like their version of C++, like what they chose to grab out of it. So I don't know. It's weird. And then you go to Python or something, or you go to like one of the newer languages, and it's just like, here's all the docs. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Check if the character is in the atlas. I'll say maybe ensure the character is in the atlas. Ensure the character. Yeah, I said the same thing. I just kind of. Yeah, this seems dubious, but. I'm gonna put a to do here. Handle this case better. Yeah, because this is kind of silly, but it's the best I got for now. Glyph inside of Atlas. All right, so we pre-processed like the unique characters. We're checking if this character exists inside of our Atlas, which has been loaded in previously. Now glyph x coordinate and then quad max size. Glyph coordinates of glyph in texture atlas, and then minimum and maximum bounds of the quad to be rendered. And maybe I'll put a note here too, because both of these originate from the glyph, right, which is part of the atlas, or kind of. It is. But basically this is the bounds of the glyph inside of the atlas, right? So if I had a where is it, like a bitmap atlas, that's one image, yeah, something like this, right? Let me find one. What is this? So if we have something like this, the text coordinates will be this minimum bound and then this maximum bound, and then this kind of defines the size and location of this, right? This is sort of a bit differently in my end because we're working with MSDF fonts, which do their own like sign distance field hoopla, which is a bunch of weird color channel stuff they got going on. But at its basics, it's the same thing. It's just dimensions for this. And then this one is the outputted size, right? So it's still stored with the glyph, but this is kind of like how the dimensions of the character once it's actually being rendered, but still defined by the bitmap, if that makes sense. Let's see, where are you from? I'm from the US, yeah. Like the West Coast. Oof. Minimum and maximum bounds of the quad to be rendered. Let me think. Minimum and maximum. Yeah, so this is the actual it being drawn, I suppose, but it originates from the bitmap. I'm also kind of trying to convince myself of it too. What this is. Let me take a look. This is the size of the glyph in pixels. Yeah, text coordinates and the size. Interesting. So it has a size and has a quad min and max. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, anyways, let's see. Min is this, max. Okay, I don't know why this code is doing this. I kind of hate this. There we go. Okay, quad min, quad max times equals scale, so we scale the rendered quad during size with the glyph, and then we adjust the location based on the active location. So we get this kind of is implicitly at the origin, and then we shift it over based on our current x and y coordinate. And this is for the min and max. They get the same transform, so it's like a uniform type of deal. Yeah, I was about to say, I think the people usually say the accent's very West Coasty. It's better than from Hungary. You had to calculate. Wait, let's see. Well, most of this stuff. Well, okay. Well, it's cool. Is it Europe? Hungary. Yeah. Let me see. Hungary. Most of this stuff is from the docs, right? I just kind of had to repurpose some of it for the rendering code. So it's better than my Scottish friends. That kind of sounds like a little bit of a beef with your Scottish friends. Oh, I heard about the hologram. That's so sick. I think I saw like some thing on YouTube, someone describing that. The original like creation of that. Hologram inventor. Yeah, that math goes straight over my head, so. Oh my. That's an invention of the hologram 1947. Oh, sick. Follow 1947. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. Nobel Prize in Physics. Oh no. The pen? What? I mean, it's not like I don't believe it, but it's just kind of like, that's wild. I think I remember someone mentioned something else about the invention of the word. Oh no, yeah, I'm forgetting my factoids, honestly. My brain's all over the place. Patented the first ball. Oh yeah, the first ballpoint pen. Hell yeah. Invented by roughly 50 years other by John J. Loud. It was not a commercial success. Yeah, that's kind of what happens with these things. And then someone else comes by and then you invent something and then no one cares, and then like a few later it's like the biggest thing in the world and then you're already dead. That's how it be. Unfortunately. That's chill though. Oh yeah. Adjust the texture coordinates based on the texture size. Based on texture size. Okay. Is that what's happening here? I'm not sure. Pixel width 1 divided by M atlas texture, get width. Is the reciprocal of it? Sure. What's the significance of that though? I guess you want it to be... I kind of forget the math I was working with before. Pixel width, pixel height. Text chord min, text chord max. Oh, okay, then we add the sure. And then we use this where. So we get this text width. We get width. This one returns what? M width from... Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so this is the unit. I understand now. So texel width, texel height, and then we use that times equals. So I guess we're scaling this text coordinate min. Oh, okay. So that way we can just provide this immediately, and then it's agnostic of that. And then okay, that makes sense. So what are you saying, AI? What do you have to say? Adjust the text based on the texture. I'm gonna say texture atlas size. More specific. All right, so text coordinate, and then now we're going to actually push this data. Text coordinate min. Where did we use this originally? Okay, so this is the value, and then this is just adjusting it. Okay, I understand now. So basically, we're getting the text coordinate min and max from the actual glyph. This is in its own units, kind of proportional. And then here, we just need to adjust it to its actual location inside of the image, right? And here is just where we're pushing the actual data to the, how do I say? S texture coordinates, S vertices. Yeah, we're pushing these to the buffer that's going to render this. So submit the quad location data to the renderer, and then we're gonna submit the text coordinates data to the renderer. Okay, there we go. And then here, basically, what? Wait, are we not pushing the S texture coordinates? What's going on here? This one is a static variable, so this one gets stuck up here. It's a vector, which is a vector, a ref to a vector. Yes, great for memory. Maybe an optimization would be to pre-allocate that, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Also, I think I'm pushing the render data for each one individually. So an easy optimization for this is just to batch it together. Because the rendering process is batched, but the submission process, I think, is eating at the CPU. So that's probably an optimization I can do. Yeah, actually, let me put a to-do right here, just so I don't forget that. To-do, submit multiple glyphs at once for CPU optimization. There we go. And then below this, we're gonna do submit with data to the renderer. That's about it. And then here we're going to shift location the location to the next character based on the glyph advance. And this one is just we're moving along the X location by the size of the glyph along with any scale value that we specified. So like this fairly self-explanatory. Yeah, okay. I think I've commented through it. This is my general like process for kind of going through old code. I tend to, if I forgot how it works, I will comment through and clean up and refactor until it makes sense again. And hopefully next time I go through it, I don't have to do it again. That way I clean up my code and actually now work on it. Arguably I should have just commented better in the first place, but I ain't got time for that. All right. Okay. So now that I understand this, basically my goal now is to add the word wrapping. And my idea for adding word wrapping, if I can find the example, is basically we define sort of like a max width, right? And this max width is dependent on the width of the box that we exist inside of, right? And then if you use this max width, right? If you adjust the max width, the size, right, adjusts, like the wrapping should adjust as well, right? So basically we just need to figure out what length we're currently at from the pointer, because when we render, basically we're iterating through each glyph, right, one by one, right? And then we're always at some location, right? So maybe we'll mark our initial location and then we'll add the width, right? And then that'll be this point, right? And then we'll just check if our X point has exceeded this point. And then if that's true, then we're just gonna go ahead and new line this. And that's it. Oh yeah, sure. Do your thing. Do your thing, man. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do though. Just trying to think of any edge cases or any issues that goes along with that. Okay, for now I'm gonna push it as a Boolean. I might submit these as different functions later, but yeah, for now I'll just adjust this. So Boolean scale is 1.0, or float scale is 1.0, and then we're gonna add a Boolean. Later, if I need to optimize this, I can add flags, but whatever. I just want it to work. Wrap text. Right. Okay, I'm gonna go here. And then wrap text, I'm gonna say is equal to false. That'll be the default value. And then bool wrap text. All right, so let's go over here and let's go ahead and process this wrap text thing. So, actually, maybe I should define a separate function call for this. Okay, I have another idea. Maybe instead of submitting a bool, we're going to submit a float, and then we're going to say is wrap max line width. Let's do that instead. All right, we'll go here, and we'll say max line width is equal to 0 as our f. If I do a float though, I may have to worry about float precision. Because what I was going to do is I was going to make maybe 0. If it is 0, then there's no wrapping. And then if it's above 0, then there's wrapping. But there's floating point precision. I could switch it to an integer, I guess. And then I could do that. Scale, huh? I don't know. I don't know what's a good call on this one. Max line width. Because I'm thinking if I define a separate function call for this, it would make it a bit more optimized. Then I might want to, how do I say? Do some changes to the code to allow that to work. Like I might have to section this off into like helper functions, right? Which I don't know if I really want to do. It's kind of fine the way it is. Zero, zero. If I do a size t, it's kind of... Okay, fine. Fine, we'll just do an int. Max line width. There we go. And then here we'll just do the exact same thing. Is equal to 0. Okay, and then we're going to store a boolean here. This one's going to be wrap the text. There we go. Yeah, if line width is greater than 0. And this one will work since it's not doing float point precision shenanigans. All right, and then basically, I think when we, I don't know if it should be at the beginning of this or at the end. Okay, how about this? We'll say I guess it's a good place for name. Just yeah, wrap text if necessary. So if what are you doing, AI? What is this? If wrap text and x location is greater than translation.x plus max line width. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit inaccurate. Let me make sure it didn't throw in a bug. If wrap text, and so yeah, I guess that's an early out. X location is greater than translation.x. Yeah, because I would put it as correct location. I could just throw that variable instead of doing that every time. That value never changes. Kind of an invariant. X location is greater than translation.x plus max line width. X location. Yeah, okay, this is wrong. I think it's this one. Yeah, and this continue doesn't count. Move to next line. X location, yeah, we reset the X location to its original spot. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. Hmm. Mm, okay. I suppose per line it's fine. How do I want to render this? I'm having some issues right now because I'm kind of challenging some, how do I say, assumptions that I made when this was a much simpler system. Because this push render code kind of assumes that you, how do I say, you're only working with one line. I mean, of course, this new line thing, where is it? Of course, this new line will move things over if I present a new line to it, but the thing is, like, if I start over to translation.x, this is just one value, right? Which will mean that all of the text will kind of line up like vertically, which in some cases you might want. But generally speaking, if you have text and it's like kind of paragraph form, you want it to, how do I say, kind of be centered by default, and then you can kind of like left align it or right align it. And this doesn't give me control of doing that. So that's interesting. For now, I'll go ahead and leave it. Yeah, for now I'll go ahead and leave it. Let me just test this out and see if it works, I guess. So this rendering code is called from my actual like UI code. So let's go back to the UI code. Runtime UI service. And we'll head over to wherever we push render data, which is this one. This just calls the same one, but adds some stuff, this matrix stuff. Basically, this loops through all of the windows based on the current viewport, and it draws all of the windows, and then inside each window, it draws every widget. So let's go to the widget. Right now, the only type of widget I have is a text widget. So yeah, it only opens up one case. And in this case, it draws the background for the widget. That's all this code. And then here it draws text, right? Let me find the push text data. Okay, so here we'll do a little check. If what is it? This is a member variable, so let's go find these. I can go there. This is general widget data. I don't care about general widget data. I want m text wrapped. That's what it's called. All right, let's move this up. What the hell? No, stop. Okay, yeah, killed me. You're killing me, Larry. Okay, there we go. So if text wrapped, yeah, this one we'll actually do here, and then this one, text size, we specify it, and then here we're gonna do a max line width, which is, I believe, the width of the window. So this is essentially this. Wait, no. Stop. There we go. This. Wait, the window. This is the, wait, the widget. No, the widget. Never mind. Yeah, just got a bug. It's not the widget. I mean, not the window. It's the widget. Ah, can't talk. Widget, the size. There we go. Yeah, so these we're just passing in the size of the widget on the x-axis. Alright, so let's see if this works. Hopefully it does. And yeah, I'm expecting a bug, and I'll show you what the bug is. You know what? I'm actually thinking of a few bugs now. I just don't know where to put the solutions for them. Well, anyways, I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. I'll go ahead and let it compile. Oh, I see a warning. Let's see, what's that? Oh yeah, good point. Okay, be right back. Water. Speaking of water, is my cat? Oh yeah, you're over there. Okay. Making sure she's alright. Okay. I'll still wait for this to compile. So, let's see what else I have to do. Wrap paragraphs instead of widget. Yep. Auto resize text to fit within bounds. Interesting. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I post after each VOD. I mean, after every stream. I'm trying to think of like a new format I want to post on there, but I don't know. But yeah, thanks for subscribing though. Actually, I appreciate you just coming by in general. It's usually pretty quiet over here, so hell yeah. Where's this text thing? Okay, so let's check this really quick. Where do I put? Okay, here we go. All right, so does this one have text wrapping? It does now. All right, so let's modify the text. It should wrap. So let's see. This widget is wrapping the text. Ha 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 ha. Okay, yeah, so that's clearly broken. It is wrapping though, so that's good. But yeah, there's now a few issues. First thing is it's not being centered. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, just like off in the corner here. And all of this is lining up. I would expect it to, like, the default behavior, this would be in the middle, and then each one would be centered, and then you could align it however you want. Let me see if I can make this sized a bit differently. And if I move it around, I think I have a widget. Yeah, I do. Yeah, as long as okay, it does move along with it, so that's good. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm just trying to think how I want to fix this. I'm not sure. Also, there's a few problems I'm dealing with this. Yeah, it's gonna require some processing before I render like a word. Let me open up LibreOffice really quick. Okay. And let me get some lorem ipsum. All right, here we go. About 2 paragraphs, okay. All right, so interesting. Is it nunc? Yeah, so those are spaced, right? So I could tab this too if I wanted to. Yeah, that's actual tab behavior. Lorem ipsum dolor sit emet. Okay. All right, so it seems like it goes word for word, right? So it checks if you have like a contiguous series of letters, right? And I guess it delimits it by a white space, right? Let me see what happens if I have a hyphen. I don't know if I really want to worry about that right now, but let's see. Or yes. Okay, so it does separate the hyphen too. So that's kind of a delimiter as well. Nulla eaculus nisi. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about hyphens right now. But what I will worry about is just spaces and new lines. Well, new lines already handle themselves right now. I don't have to worry about new lines. What about tabs? Okay, so after a certain point, it wraps over. So that's the default behavior. So I need some kind of like peeking function, I guess. I need to be able to peek further into the buffer. And it, of course, everything still has this like a line delimiter, right? So we get at some point, I believe, yeah, the line's like somewhere right there. And then we don't go past the line, right? So basically, we just need to check if we are close to the edge of the buffer. I guess just in general, and then maybe I can add some optimizations, but yeah. We need to peek ahead and see how long the word is, so we need to check for the next white space, right? I could write that, I'm just... Do I want to do it every single time? It's kind of annoying. There's a few ways I can do this. I'm just kind of thinking of which one is the easiest one. Because one way is I could just change my whole rendering model and then just render word for word, and that way maybe I can store up a buffer, and then while I'm storing up the buffer, I can just check the length of the word, and then once that word is done, I can just render the whole thing at once. But that's me like doing a bunch of extra work. I could just settle for like a boolean, where it just checks if we have already identified a word, I guess. Like, we get to the beginning of a word, and they're like, okay, we need to check for a word. We check for a word, we peek, and then we peek until we get white space, right? Once we've peeked all the way to the point where we got white space, we can now kind of evaluate the text we have, right? And then we can just check the length of this word really quick, right? Once we have evaluated that, we can use that information to either print the line if its bounds are within the size of the, like the maximum extents, right? Like this line or whatever. If it's over the bounds, as in the word's too long, then we'll just push it to the next line. And then we'll just end up with a little bit of space right here. Seems like that's how that works. And yeah, the only exception they really have is like hyphens, but I'm not aware about hyphens right now. But yeah, we need some process. And then in the middle of this, if we're already in a word, then we can just run through this normally, and then we can keep the Boolean correct. Or maybe have like an iterator where like it indicates this is the terminal location, and we can just check if we've passed that location yet. We're like, oh, okay, we're still within the bounds of this word, so we're just gonna keep rendering and not worrying about checking rules for the inline. And then once we pass this like location, then we can be like, okay, we're on to the next word. Let's do our quick check. We'll peek up to the size of the word, and then we'll check our rules, and then we'll go ahead and render like normal. Okay. I think I'll go with that. All right, so this is gonna need a few more state variables. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. So wrap text. We are wrapping text in this case, right? We need an iterator. I think in this case I'm gonna do a size t. Active word ending. Maybe I'll get a better name for that. Currently I'll leave it as 0. So that's how you start, right? And then let's see. We'll do this check early now instead of late. Okay. And then this isn't going to do this immediately, so actually we'll just comment this out for a second. And then the first thing we're going to do, right, is we're going to check if the wrap text. Wrap text and what is the other one? If wrap text and iteration. I know a lot of people love being terse, so they like having their terms very like small. It's like a math thing, but I like being extra explicit. A little extra typing, but just makes more sense to me. Wrap text and okay. If iteration is less than active word ending, does that make sense? If iteration, not continuing, iteration iteration is greater than or equal to. No, it's not plus then, it's greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to, right? So if we're on 0, like the iteration is 0, active word ending is 0, then we do meet this condition. And then if the iteration is greater, as in is 1, or like say this is 5, right, and our iteration is 6, then we want to go ahead and run this code, as in we want to do the processing for the, maybe I'll put a comment here. Check if new line is appropriate for active word. Check if we should evaluate the word this letter exists in. I guess it's not really descriptive, I don't know. But yeah, we're just checking this letter and we're making sure, are we still inside of the bounds of the word? If not, we need to do what we need to process. So if this iteration is less than the active word ending, that means we're not worrying about this. So now we want to check if the new line is appropriate for the active word, and then add. Wait. Kind of confusing myself. Check if new line is appropriate for the active word. Okay, the first thing you need to do is get active word terminal location. And with this, we need to do a few like calculations ahead of time. Let's see. So I'm not worried about the text coordinates. I just want the quad max and min. Or actually, no, we just want the advances, huh? Yeah, not worried about all this stuff. Lift.advance. Time scale. This is what we want. Okay, we're gonna run a little while loop. So we're gonna do a while over, and then we're checking this. And we need to hold an internal iterator. Size t word index is iteration, yeah. And then I'll change this while like being more specific, character index. So yeah, this is the current character, and then this is the word index. Okay, and then while word index is less than string size, because of course we don't want to go past the length of the string, right? Okay, yeah. If string.wordIndex, as in the current character, is, well, we don't have to do this. We can do is space. Is, or where is it? SCD is space. That's more explicit. And that encompasses like a bunch of spaces, not just the normal space. So we're checking if it is a space, then active word ending is set to this. Yep. Otherwise, yeah, we increment the word index. Okay, now if we reach the end, then yeah, that would actually also be a valid terminal situation, right? So basically what we're doing here is, yeah, just get the active words terminal index. And then the other thing, we also want to get the length while we're here. I guess we're doing doubles, so we'll call doubles. I like my floats, but yeah, word width is 0.0f, right? A nice thing too, we're multiplying everything by a scale, right? So what we can do is, since we're multiplying everything uniformly by the scale, then we can just add the values and then multiply the scale afterwards. You have to do all that. You have to do all that processing. So let's see. So we're getting the word index, which is cool, but we also, if we're still incrementing, then we want to do where is it? Word length or width, that's what it was. Plus equals character.advance. Oh well, yeah. Yeah, we get the character, the glyph, and then we get its advance. Right. And then we do, after we exit this, we do word width times equals scale. There we go. So this is equivalent to this. We just multiply this afterwards because distributive property, right? Okay, where was I? Here we go. All right, so at this point, and word width. Okay, let's get rid of this. Active words terminal location and width. So now that we have the word width and location, we want to check if the new line is appropriate for the active word. So yeah, whatever this is. I think it was similar over here, I think. Yeah, if x location plus word width, as in the active x location, wherever we are currently at, plus word width, which is the size of the word, is greater than or equal to the translation dot x, so that's the beginning of the line, plus the line width, which is the total line width, right? So if it exceeds that, then we're going to move down a line right now. And then we're just going to continue on. And this way, every time we come back and we're still in the same line, we've updated the active word ending, right? So this should prevent us from going back into this loop or back into this, right? Until we actually complete the word. Maybe I did some off by one error here. I might have, I guess we'll see. Okay, yeah, and then if we do hit the space when we're iterating through, then let me think. If we hit the space, times word width is plus word width is greater than. Okay, we set it to 0. Okay, I'm just trying to think of some edge cases. I think we're fine here. So what does this do? Okay, I think this okay, I think this will work. Basically now it should go word for word instead of character for character. So that fixes one issue. Alright, let's take a look. Alright. This is a lot of text that is magnificently being. I just a bunch of. There we go. Okay, yeah, we're not word wrapping. Let's word wrap. Oh, yep. I had a feeling that would happen. Okay, why? Whoa, where were we? There's a crazy call stack error. Oh, okay, no, it's because we're running this, that's why. Okay, I'll let it compile and debug. I was like, what is going on? Okay, so there's definitely an off by one error, and we are accessing memory we're not supposed to. Character index is greater than or equal to active word ending. Yeah, that seems valid. I'm pretty sure the error is right here. Word index. I'm pretty sure that's valid though. Yeah, that should be right. Oh, well, for one, this code is wrong. That word is wrong, yeah. I might loop through it and debug it. Okay, real quick, use the restroom. Be right back. Okay, let's take a look. X is so small there. Holy crap. Alright. Okay, that's incorrect. That's fine. Okay. Alright, sure. So, where are we? What's different? Would you like to? Yes. Oh, it's okay. Character.at index.advance. Oh. Yeah, that's why. Wait, no. What? Ayo. We back. Bro, what? Wait, I'm kind of lost. Word index. Word width plus equals. Huh? What? Wait. I feel silly. What's going on? Okay, what's the index? It's 76. What's the character length? 76. While word index is less than. Yeah, wait, how did we get here then? Why is it 76? Shouldn't it have earlied out? Just trying to think of how does that. There's something silly. It's always these off by one errors. Always these off by one errors. Okay. Okay, it works now. What's going on? What's going on with that? Oh wait, no. Okay, that. Okay, it's probably because the text is different, maybe? I don't know. This is a sentence that I am definitely writing. It is a sentence that is a sentence. Yes. Okay. Sure. I don't know why it's fine now. Oh, wait a second. I think I understand. So yeah, here it was trying to access something in the wrong order, because it would increment the index right here, and then it would access data that wasn't available. That's what was happening. But when I switch it back, now it works. That was the issue. Okay. All right. Sure. All right, let's try this again. All right, well, I think that solves that problem. So if we bring this over, I should probably add a widget for sizing it. Actually, I probably will. Or a gizmo, that's what I meant. Yeah, let's resize this. All right. And I'll just constrain it to the middle. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now it's centered. We can offset it from the middle. All right, let's get some text. This is a bunch of text that is being rendered inside of a bot. This text is definitely being rendered. Okay. All right, let me wrap it. Okay. Yeah, it looks like that's working. All right, I'm not gonna worry about it. Good enough. All right, next thing is I want, how do I say? So this text is left aligned, which is cool. So I guess I need to work on, yeah, text alignment. So left versus middle versus right. Right alignment is going to be interesting. We need to be aware of not just the word length, but the sentence length. So yeah, this is getting fun. Let's see. And this is problematic for it being sequential. We need to do this every single frame too, which is kind of annoying. I'm just trying to think of how I can optimize this and get more control out of it. Because I could get this to work. I definitely could get this to work. But the solutions that I'm thinking of that work along with the way I'm currently rendering it are, performance are ass. So I'd like it to not be that. What I'm thinking is maybe I can separate all this processing, this informational processing thing of this text into like metadata, and I can do a separate stage for this instead of doing it all last minute for every single line of text. And I can cache that information and then store it with the widget. And then you just reevaluate that information whenever the text changes. And that way, that does two things. First thing it does is that information is known before rendering, so that basically you can just have it follow the rules directly. All the calculations have already been done. And that kind of leads, that also allows you to do things like centering or putting text to the right side or whatever, because we are now already aware of all the dimensions of all of the lines. We're already aware of where everything should be. We're already aware of basically most of the context of the paragraph before we start rendering. And that way we can center things, we can move it around however we want, and then we don't really suffer as much of a penalty, and the code makes more sense. So yes. I'm just trying to think of where do I store this metadata. I think I'm going to store it with the text renderer or with the widget itself. Yeah. So I kind of already have something similar to this being stored, or to that idea being stored. It's inside of the runtime widget. So if I head over to my runtime UI service, I go up a little bit. I have a user interface which holds my windows, the current font that I'm using, color, handle to the font that I'm using, a bunch of like pointers for like lambdas, and then a bunch of like runtime data, right? Which is a bunch of pointers and whatnot. And then we have the window itself, which is basically a container for widgets, and then a bunch of information of how to draw the background. And then we have all the widgets, which I don't currently support yet. And then if we go specifically to the text widget, which we do support, kind of, we go down here, we have a, how do I say? Here we go. mtext absolute dimensions. So this is a cached size of the text, assuming that we're working with one line, then this works, right? So I think I'm going to replace this with a struct defined in the font, maybe? Is that good with the font? Yeah, because that's where it's being written. It's so weird. I don't know. But basically, I'm gonna define a struct that just kind of describes the paragraph, kind of like metadata, and then we'll just push this with the render call, and then we'll just observe that information, and then we can just revalidate this information when we modify the text. Okay, so let's do that. We'll go over to the fonts section, wherever we push the code. Here, this is where we push this code, which now I'm thinking about it, maybe shouldn't be the place where we do this, but whatever. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Okay, we're gonna come up here, and then we're gonna define some structs. This first struct is going to be text metadata? Yeah, text metadata. Yeah, it's probably a better name for this. Yeah, stop. Okay, then we're gonna do a SD vector. Would it be an array? We wouldn't be aware of the size. I guess if I need to optimize later, I'll make it an array, but for now, I don't know any like min or max bounds for this. Or just max bounds is what I meant. Let's see. Okay, this will be a float, and I'll say m line widths. Okay, so this will cache the width of each line. This could be a better name for this. Text metadata. Hash text metadata. Okay, just a bit. I don't know. Yeah, they have a good name right now. But yeah, we can. If we know what all the line widths are, then that's already a good first step. Let's see. Okay, another one is SD vector. I'm going to do a size t, and we'll say m wrapped text line breaks. That's a long name. Yeah, line breaks. Okay, so yeah, we'll cache the widths and we'll cache the breaks. So now that if we'll have this cached, right, we'll need to of course we need to revalidate this cache whenever we modify the widgets, but we do that anyways. So, and the widths will just store the widths of each line, right? So that way we can write align things, because now we're aware of the actual width of the line. We can move it to its appropriate location and then just start rendering. And in the line breaks, we don't have to keep checking every word to see if it goes over the edge. We'll just check it once and then cache those indices, and then we'll just check if we're at that correct index. And then we'll go ahead and, if we are at the index, then we'll go ahead and just do a line break and go on to the next one. So that saves some cycles. I think that's it for now. I don't think there's anything else. Because if we have the line widths, then we can easily calculate the location each line should be rendered at. Oh, hey, DJ Vibes. Yeah, it's 3 AM, damn. Well, for sure. Well, it's nice to come by, though. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out this text stuff as I do. M line width, M line breaks. Yeah, 6 p.m. Right middle of the day. I am thinking about taking a night shift for my job though, so I might start sleeping later. I'll see. Time zones. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to add into this metadata thing. I suppose I should define a max. Yeah, whatever. All right, so I've got this vector, this metadata, right? So now that we have this, we need to head over to here. And then M text absolute dimensions. We're gonna do text metadata. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think that's good. The sun do be like that. It do be. Trying to think of where I want to line this up. Okay, so this is fine. I think I'm gonna get rid of this text absolute dimensions, and then let's see what that breaks. Because I believe I revalidate that somewhere. Let me see. I should have a few errors. Yeah, so M text absolute dimensions, and then calculate text size. Okay, so we're aware that oh, shoot. Ooh, need some water. Oh, the what is it called? The time zones? Yeah. At 5 a.m. Oh yeah, I guess they're based near me. Yeah. I don't know, how is Fortnite? I haven't played that game since it launched, I think. Also, yeah, calculate text size, right? So instead of this, we're gonna do void, what the hell? Void calculate text metadata. Maybe that should be a font thing. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, this is not a thing anymore. It says if not active M active UI and M text absolute dimensions. Just say never. What? Oh my. Where is... Oh yeah, you guys are like right there. Oh my. Alright, let's see. Calculate text size. Okay, I'm doing it with the font. And we're doing this. I think along with the font, we want to calculate metadata. I guess. Are we gonna return one? kind of big. I don't know if I want to pass back a text metadata. I might do a void. Hint max line width, huh? Oh yeah. Huh. Oh yeah, the AI makes a good point there. Probably should pass in max line width. Yep, yep. And then we also want the text along with the text metadata. Metadata. All right, there we go. And then that way we're just going to modify this because it's kind of big. It's not. Well, it is heap allocated, but then we got to do the, if we copy it over, it's going to be another heap allocation. It's kind of annoying. So yeah, I think it's better I just pass it by reference and modify it. Fun cars range of that looks like there's no that we bought. It says they're in the delay and they will soon. Oh, okay. It's a lot of guessed code. Let's see what the AI is talking about. So calculate metadata. We're gonna loop through each one. Oh yeah, we do need the scale, don't we? Oh yeah, that would depend on the scale, huh? If you modify the scale, then we need to be aware. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Let me see. Iterate to each character in string, and then we put my comment in here, which is interesting. Wrap text if necessary. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Where did this? Okay, where are we actually modifying this? Word width. Okay, I don't know what this AI is talking about. I'm gonna get rid of this. Yeah, let's undo this. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over wherever yeah, here. Yeah, let me yoink this, bring it over, and then I'll just remove all the things that I don't need and go from there. No. Do we need the translation? We're calculating with the metadata again. Line widths and then line breaks. Okay, so we can assume that the translation is 0. 0. see. Something happened also when you have really oh my. Okay, let me get rid of this. Don't need to worry about colors. All right. X location, Y location, wrap text, active word ending, sure. Get rid of this. Okay, and then we're gonna do text. 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 Translation.x. Okay, in this case, we're gonna do 0.0f. Actually, maybe I shouldn't leave any magic numbers. Let's see. Let's do. Initial. Can't spell. Initial X location is 0. Yep. And. Yep. All right, there we go. I don't know if I need the initial Y, but let's see. Okay, so this is initial X location and initial X location. There we go. String is text. Initial X location. Make sure everything still functions the same. Scale. I think by default it's just 1.0f, but we might actually need to provide the scale. Yeah, I think we actually need to provide the scale. Okay. So I'm not worrying about any rendering code. I'm not worried about any of this. If we're getting the extents of things, then we don't need to worry about max or mins or any of this. So coordinate of a glyph. Ensure the character exists in the font atlas. Yeah, actually, we don't need ensure the character exists in the font atlas. Okay, the only thing is this glyph might need to be changed for that. Okay, glyph, yeah. Here. So this is where we select the glyph, and the rest of this is just rendering code, so I'm not going to worry about any of this. This is all we need. Okay. Iterate through each character in the string, check if we should evaluate the word this letter exists in. Yeah. Evaluate the word this layer exists in. Okay. Shift the location to the next character. Yep. X location. Yep. Okay, so I gotta remember what I'm filling here. The metadata, we're filling the line widths, which I guess are float, yeah. And the line breaks, which are here, right? So... okay, we get the word width. Okay, so here, wherever we're actually supposed to do a new line, instead of doing that, we're just going to if x location plus x plus word width is greater than initial x location plus max line width. Okay, so if a new line is appropriate, then the metadata that line breaks, not pushback, character index. Good. That's what we're doing. Okay, and then in both cases, if we add a line, we also need to metadata.m line widths dot pushback a x location, I think. There we go. So we need to do this in both cases. Okay, and here we need to do this prior. Also, in this case, well, I guess this doesn't matter. Oh wait, no, we actually do need to do this, my bad. So we push the break and we push the line width. And with those two, now we are aware of where they should be, and then we go ahead and move everything to its appropriate location like it normally would, and then we continue, because the calculation still needs to do all this normal stuff, right? So I don't want to mess with that. Yeah, and then we still want to add a question mark in that case. Some of these are necessary now. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we wouldn't push a line break here. Here, this would get processed anyways. Okay, so this revalidates this text metadata, so that's cool. Right. trying to think if there's anything else I should do here. Okay, so this is nice because this calculates the metadata entirely. So let's head back and actually use this. Calculate metadata. Yeah, let's use this. Yeah, this isn't stored by the font or anything, so I'm gonna let y'all do your thing. I'm just moving up my table. Trying to figure out where this one goes. Okay, let's see. So, this one's a bit different. This one we're going to do calculate text metadata. And this time we're going to push in some more information. Okay. So when we do this, we need the text itself. And text. We need the metadata, which is metadata. Text metadata. Scale. Wait, do I store scale somewhere? Is it size? Wait, am I? Wait, where am I pushing the scale thing from then? Again, I don't know where I'm getting this from. Let me go see. Let's see. Okay, so if centered, we do all this processing. Yeah, that's fine. I'll worry about this in a moment. Text size. Where do we get this from? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so the text size varies based on the viewport width. Yeah, I guess so. That's kind of annoying. Viewport width times 0.15. What is this magic number I'm using? M text size, resolution. Absolute dimensions. code kind of makes no sense. I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. So how are these calculations going? And text absolute dimension. So we have widget translation. Okay, so we only, okay, do we only use this in the case where we're centering it? Okay, I guess so. Okay, yeah, I think I get that. And the text size is calculated by viewport width times 0.15f times m text size, which I'm assuming is just a float. Oh, okay. Yeah, but what's being passed in is this text size, which is calculated from here. Viewport width. Oh yeah, but it's based on the viewport width. That's interesting. So they're all scaled the same. I don't know if I love that. Okay, and then it gets scaled by the aspect ratio. That's why I'm doing this multiplication. Oh, you hear me? Okay, I'm back. I'm back. And I got a call. I was kind of staring at this code too while I was on the call though. But it is. It's interesting code. It's based on the viewport width. how's it going? Yeah, I mean he comes by sometimes, so I don't know. Yeah, I saw you guys were having a whole conversation about it. Yeah, that's the thing, and yeah, I don't know. I try not to weigh in too much on politics in general. I don't think I have a. I don't know. I have family members who get really into it, which is fine. I mean, they do their thing, but yeah, a lot of different perspectives about that. I have not. No, well, actually, no. I think I heard that name on social media. Oh, Christmas? Damn. 200 people? Hmm. Including for people who sustain serious injuries and critical. Must not have the final word. I don't know. That's just this type of stuff. It's not. That's not the. You know, like people don't need to be like. I don't know. You know, loss of life is just ridiculous in any capacity, to be honest. Like ideals are not worth enough to be like doing all this. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's why this stuff just kind of it just pisses me off when I see it. I can't. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna weigh in on the politics of it, but that's just sad to see, period. Like, I don't know. On Christmas too? Damn. People just trying to chill. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I've seen a few of those like people doing that with the cars and everything. It's, yeah, I don't know. Like, is it normal as in like that type of thing happening? No. Like, I don't know if like the location you live in and whatnot dictates like the manner and way that kind of stuff happens, but regardless, that's a horrible way to die. Yeah. Mm. Right. Yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. We don't have. Mm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really want to weigh in either way. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Again, I mean, I think that's kind of like, I try to like keep politics away from like, you know what I mean? You get me? So yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna explicitly, but yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and continue. But yeah, let's see. Trying to figure out what's going on with this one. Viewport. Yeah, and I don't want to be like reductive to like you guys' conversation and everything. It's just, yeah, like you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm not going to continue. So let's see. Text size, viewport 0.15, and text size. Okay, it looks like I'm calculating the text size based on the current viewport width, which is weird. I'm gonna have to redo this standard code, so let me comment it out. Let's see. Highlights country the economy is not that strong, but it's safety. Let's do this. Let's see. Yeah, and then moving around is kind of like a, it's more like, oh, do you have the means to do it type of situation. For a lot of people, that just really depends, yeah. It's also a very big decision too. Yeah, about to say there's a big decision. Family, right? The culture is probably gonna be different. Probably have to deal with a lot of new things. But yeah, family's a big one. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Okay, so I'm trying to think. So we have text wrapped here, right? Which is fine. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, we can center it and whatnot. That's fine. Text absolute dimensions. Translation. Int text size, widget size dot x. If M centered widget translation. Okay, so I think if I'm going to cache this type of stuff for the size, then I need. If I cache this stuff, then I need to be aware of. This is the resolution, right? Yeah. Could I just push M text size? What does that do to everything? Floats text size. M text size. Let me see what that does. I'm pretty sure I did this for a reason, but. So this is gonna break all my UI, but I can still put it back together in a second. Deal with everything that's just one thing. What I say? Yeah, I can deal with everything there. Just one thing up and together. Is that? Yeah, you're kind of freely allowed to. Yeah, it depends on the state too, and their laws. So I usually don't specify which state I'm from, but I am from the West Coast, so. But if you have anything to ask about any particular state, I can. In the US, I mean, yeah, generally speaking, if you're like more in like the rural areas, it's not too bad, you know. If you get into the cities, it just depends where you are. I've lived in both the cities and like in the suburbs. So yeah, it just depends which city. It depends. Yeah, it just depends like specifically where you're at, I guess. Generally in the West Coast, it's alright, yeah. It's alright. Trying to think, if you do Washington, it's usually not too bad. Oregon's not too bad. California, just depends where you're at. But most of the state is like whatever. Arizona's chill-ish. Yeah, it also kind of depends where you're at in Arizona. Oh, I got rid of text absolute dimensions. Right. Okay. Actually, okay, if I got rid of text absolute dimensions, I should go to runtime UI service. Hold on. Let's see. And I gotta put back that thing. Text widget. Okay. I think it was float m underscore shoot, I forgot the name already. Should just copied it. Yeah, here it is. Calculate vec. Oh, it's okay. It's a vec2. Okay. Okay. Let me head back over here. So it's a math vec2. He's at California love. Oh my. Okay, we're gonna zero that out right there. Okay, let's try it again. Hopefully it has less errors. We'll see how it looks. I'm not exactly sure how to solve this. What's wrong? Oh yeah, I forgot. I was in the middle of doing this. So let's just comment this out for a second. Push back X location. This is a line width, which is a float. It's a double. Okay, so I guess I don't know why I'm using doubles, but and then M line breaks. I'm assuming I put size T, so that should be fine on that end. Okay, so right now I'm trying to cache line widths and line breaks. But if I'm going to cache line widths and line breaks, I need to be aware of the size. Okay, what's wrong? Let's see. What kind of error is that? Oh, fatal error, no matching, something. But did I miss a... What? Oh, really? Wait, I just messed something up. Hold up. Calculate metadata. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, that was like a copy and paste error. I hope I didn't break anything else along with that, though. Okay. Let's go ahead and try it. Okay, so everything should be broken, I believe. Yeah. Quite broken. Yeah. It's like tiny in the corner. So, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Which one do... Okay, I'll do this one. Do size, I guess? And it's based off of the viewport size, which is interesting. So when I modify the viewport width, it scales accordingly, I guess? text size. 2,200. Why is it over here? Yeah, it's just all kinds of broken. Whoa. A layer. Sure. Wouldn't the L fit here though? Yeah, it's just situated weirdly. And then when I... Yeah, it doesn't scale to the viewport. Yeah, because our text size... Yeah, text size is not scaling to the viewport. Interesting. So I should make it scale to the viewport, and that's what gets pushed in for the final render. I don't know. I'm a bit confused about the code that I wrote in general, which is not good. Not good. Not good, not good, not good. Okay. Let me see if I can get back to here. Let's come down. We'll come down to push renderer or something like that. Push data. Okay. Okay, so text size is just M text size here, which gets pushed along into here. And then that's just what gets drawn. We don't consider any other viewport stuff or anything along those lines. We just push it. So I don't know what's up with this 0.15. It's resolution scaling, but somehow it's working, so I guess so. Oh, is this the... Okay. Let's try this again. Yeah, it's based on the resolution. That's interesting. If the relative size, if the relative size of the, how do I say, of the text doesn't change if I scale it. Okay, this is if centered. Yeah, if this doesn't change, okay, yeah, that's good. As long as the relative sizes don't change, then we should be fine. Because if I change the text, then all of the necessary line breaks and everything should still be relevant. Even if we're doing this weird scaling thing. So if that's the case, then what we're gonna do, we're gonna get resolution, which is just this. Yeah, and we're just gonna yoink this. Just gonna yoink this entirely. And then this is gonna go into something. Okay, so we just need the viewport width. Where do I define this? Oh, this gets passed along. Okay. Well, I can get this. This is fine. Viewport width. I'm just trying to understand the math for this. We're doing viewport width, and then we're scaling by a constant, and then we're multiplying by the text size. Okay, and then we're multiplying by the inverse of the aspect ratio that normalizes it, I guess. But the viewport width, if I change the viewport width, it doesn't have oh no, but that's what you want. You want it to modify the viewport width, and then that will keep it scaled even if you, so if you move it around, yeah, okay. 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 And then when we modify the viewport, we need to recalculate everything. Yeah. But that's fine. We can just do that. But the calculations are going to be based on the current viewport resolution. Okay. So we can uncomment this. Okay. And yeah, we can get this as global thing, so that's fine. We can get this. The only one I'm not sure if I can get right now is this viewport width. If I recalculate it, it's based on the current viewport. I believe I'm able to get the current viewport globally. I believe it is. I would prefer to pass it in, but I think it is what it is. Yeah, here we go. It is get active viewport, which is just a struct of viewport data, which is just this. We get the width, and then we pass that along over here. Okay. Okay. Then we do m text the size. Max line width, huh? Oh, well, that's size. Yeah, it's just the widget size. Oh, which is based on. Wait a second. Yeah, no. This is just a proportion. No, we need the actual size. Which means we need to go through this whole calculation. It's annoying. Do I have access to the parent from there? Wait, how did this work originally? I'm kind of confused. One. Because wouldn't we need... Oh no, it's based on the... Oh yeah, okay, no, but in this case we do need the window. Okay, now I understand. So how do I get this window? Okay. Somehow I'm going to need to push in the parent window. And then we can calculate the widget size based on the window size. We don't need the translation. I don't care about the translation. But we do need the relative sizes. So let's go back to wherever that function call was. And then we need... I don't know if the window is available here. I guess it was never necessary. Okay. Okay, so I guess we'll just do a forward declaration. So we'll do class window. Right. Yeah. And then we'll do a window pointer. Parent window. Okay. Now we're going to do if not parent window. Or actually, let's just KG assert, because it should never happen. Okay, there we go. And we'll say get widget width. So no, we need what is it? Calculates size, and we need to pass in the parent window. Calculate size, and with this one, we need to pass in the width and height. So this actually needs to get pushed down. So this is going to be viewport data. Okay, and then we're going to do .m width. Oh yeah, we don't convert to a float, we just pass this over. And then here we need the width and the height. So we're going to do viewport data, and for some reason this is width. And width, and then viewport data.m height. Here we go. Okay, and then we need to capture this, so map include widget size. Okay, so now we have the widget size, and that's what we can use with this. Widget size.x. Okay, and then we just need to take this stuff and push it over here. Metadata. All right. Get screen and viewport. So this can calculate the text size. I guess it's kind of a magic number. You should probably get a helper function for this. Viewport data.width times 0.15 f dot text size times this. Okay. Yeah, because the relative sizes don't change, so this actually should work, I think. And yeah. Okay, so now let's figure out everywhere we call calculate text size. Yeah. Okay, here. Select active UI. Looks like we recalculate text size, and then text widget. Calculate text metadata. And here we need to pass in a reference to the window. So it's a pointer. All right, let's go figure out where else. Here, okay, same thing. Text widgets. Calculate text metadata. And then we want to ref to the window. Okay, where else? This is just a declaration of it, it's fine. That text, okay, and then calculate text metadata. Yeah, it should not be null pointer. It needs to actually have the parent. I just gotta figure out how do we get that. Okay. Now we're recalling this because I need to pass in the correct information. What is this? H result? A bunch of Windows code. I don't know what's going on there. Windows UI, this is not me. Text. Do I not call this? Oh, I called it once here. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a requirement that if I call this, I need to provide a window pointer. Window. And I'll say parent window. Kind of a weird requirement, but it is what it is. Yeah, this is a weird API. I'll rethink this later. I just want it to work right now. Okay, and then the one place where I use it, I just need to pass in the M. Yeah. I believe that's right. Yeah, because if you have a text widget selected, that means it is the active one. So, no, that's fine. Okay, I think that's it. So now we're calculating text metadata at the appropriate places. Okay. Let's take a look at that. What's going on here? Because we're passing in a vec3 and it's expecting a integer, I'm assuming. Yeah. So we'll just do a conversion, it's fine. Here as well. Build, cancel, recompile. Calculate text metadata. Okay. And we calculate text metadata, but we're not actually using it right now. So I guess we gotta figure that out. Ooh, okay. Okay. looks fine. I kind of forgot what I was testing. Calculate size of the thing. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're just making sure this compiles. Okay, looks fine, in my opinion. Okay, yeah, it looks fine. Let's add some more words. Okay, well, it's located in the correct location. That's not bad. Okay, the next thing is I want to see if I can get each line to be centered horizontally. So using this metadata, we want to center it because I believe right now calculations are off. Nope. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, calculations are off though. I'm not exactly sure how I want to address it either. No. So if I put this back, this works for single lines. It centers both the X and the Y. But for multi-line, it breaks down because it doesn't work per line. Doesn't work per line. I'm just wondering whose responsibility it is. Should I do it here or should I do it inside of the font code? I'm not sure actually. You okay, Kitty? Am I? I'll just lay down. Okay. Centered. Take visual one. Yep. Am I? Things I think I do this here for a reason. Because I want it to be aligned inside of here. Yeah, we use the widget translation plus the widget size. Yeah, to calculate its text being centered. And then we use absolute dimensions to, yeah. Okay. Centered. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think. My brain's kind of dying on me right now, so I don't think I can finish it right now. Maybe next time I come in, I'll be able to figure out everything and whatnot. But yeah, I'm trying to like think of a solution. My brain's kind of fogging out right now. So yeah, I think I'll just commit the code and then I'll go ahead and call it here for today. Let's see. What is this? Oh, you're pushing the window along with it. It's fine. Not even worth mentioning, to be honest. Okay, here we made a lot of modifications. Okay. Add code to add word wrapping to text widget. And that's .cp.h. Okay, anything else added in particular? Oh yeah, add text metadata direct to font.h for caching line width and line break data for text rendering. Okay. Calculate text metadata. Yes, that's a pretty easy modification. Over here, did that, and okay. Add basic word wrapping usage in runtime UI.use.h. The rest of this, yeah, it's basically what happened. Window, and then we added a little bit of data for these. That's fine. All right. Start adding back and text wrapping for runtime UI. Okay, well, I guess that's slowly coming along. All right, let's see if there's any other things I need to do right now. I don't think I made any changes to, how do I say? I don't think I made any changes to Pong. So I think it was just engine commits for today. Progress board's exactly the same. I didn't change anything, so next time I'm just gonna try and continue off where I left today. Next stream should be tomorrow, hopefully. If it's not, I'll go ahead and put that in my stream notes, or not my stream notes. If you go to my schedule on Twitch, you should be able to see whether I am streaming tomorrow or not. I think by default I'm not tomorrow, but I'll see if I feel like going on. I don't know. I've been kind of tired this week, so yeah, I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, that's about it. I'll go ahead and end the stream. If you're still on stream right now on Twitch, I appreciate you coming by. On YouTube, if you're watching this video. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you have a good day or night, whatever time zone you're watching this in. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So, later.